Hi, my name is Carolyn Kindly, and I am the designated state broker for the state of Rhode Island. And we're doing a focus on getting to know Rhode Island agents. And I am here joined today with Kenny Olson. Welcome, Kenny.
Hi, Carolyn. How are you?
Good. Thanks for joining.
Good to be here.
So let's just get right into it. Tell me a little bit about your background in real estate.
So I got my license in 1989. Uh,
Oof.
I had a whopping $7,000 in sales commission my first year. I was living at home. I was substitute teaching. My sister got her license in 86. And when the phone rang, I ran to her desk and I just listened to how she talked to buyer clients, seller clients. I went on listing appointments with her. I went on showings with her. We did caravan. People thought she was my wife and she's my sister. I'm very close to her, but she really taught me the business.
Oh, that's great. So what are you passionate about in real estate?
So I love the flexibility, and as flexible as you can make your hours, it is consuming. So let's not be naive. And it can. I flipped the script. I started to handle foreclosures in volume back in 90, 91, 92. And when I say I flipped the script, real estate is always conducted on the weekends, and my busy time was Monday through Friday because I was on the schedule of my corporate clients.
Mm.
So institutional sellers is how I really broke into the industry and created a niche for myself. And I've continued to do that today, but in a different uh, component, but definitely having to do with distressed sales.
So I have to ask you, considering where we are in the market right now, where do you feel distressed is headed?
People have equity, so at the end of the day, when you're dealing with a market where the the value is higher than what's owed, you can sell, and there's still situations, of course, where people are the house is the debt is too high, but those folks a lot of times they treated the escalation of the market as an ATM machine, right? You keep refinancing, you pull money out, and um, can spend it, and then all of a sudden the debt, creeps up on you. But for the most part, I know people say the foreclosures are coming. I think the residential market is pretty strong. I can't speak to the commercial, even though I hear what's coming with commercial. And I think that can be repurposed to residential. People need a place to live, and those are, solid tenants, for the most part. So I can't say that the tsunami is coming. And I lived through tsunamis. When I got involved in real estate in 89, I didn't realize how robust the market was in 87 and 88. So people were running out in 90, 91, and I was running in, so, and then, I've lived through corrections. That whole 2008, 9 was, challenging market for sure. I think I look at the bottom right now as sometime probably the third or the fourth quarter of 09 to the first or the second quarter of 2010. And we've been growing ever since. And there seems to be a little bit of a pullback, but it's still very much a seller's market.
Yes. Interesting. Yeah. And I agree with you about commercial. I think all of the empty retail spaces could very well be repurposed, which is so needed, affordable housing, if it could be that. I agree with you. So what brought you to EXP and how long have you been here?
I looked at the model in 2016. I dismissed it. It was September. I didn't like the name. There were 1,700 agents in all of EXP at the time. I look for 5 components in a business: leverage, scale, duplication, retention, and sustainability. And sustainability being my primary, because I'm not interested in going on a run. I want I want it to be the same opportunity for me as it is for someone who looks at it 5 years from now.
Mhm.
And that's the way I feel about this model. I think that this model, once you understand it, it's better for the person you're showing it to than it is for you, and so on. And like Tom Trong is who really opened up my eyes to the model, and it's been a great model for him, but it's equally as good or better for me because it's the same opportunity that he saw, only I think it's improved because now we're credible. You know, when I saw this model through his eyes in December of 19, it was a penny stock. That when I looked in 2016, it was a penny stock, and then he showed it to me. It was over the, you know, it was NASDAQ, right? And when I looked the first time, we were in the United States, and I don't even think we were in any other countries. I think the countries started to come along in Canada in like 2019, and so when I looked, there were 1,700 agents. When he showed it to me, there were 24,000 agents. And I left him that day saying, wow, I didn't expect to have to make a decision. I was never leaving my brokerage. I sat down with him to honor him because I respect him. But when he showed it to me and I saw it the way that I saw it, I realized, and I said to him, I said, Tom, there's going to be millions of EXP agents. And I still feel that way today. Yeah.
Yeah. I know our 5-year goal is 500,000 starting last year. So I'm sure we'll get there. We just hit 89, I think, 89,000.
We did. And now you've got what's called, you know, this whole compound effect, right? This whole, you can't stop the progression, right? We're going to get to 200,000 faster than we get to 100,000, right?
Yeah.
Because
critical
now
mass.
you just do the math. It's just starts to compound on itself.
Yeah, exactly. Ah, great. So if you had one word to explain EXP, what would it be?
Perfect.
That's a new one.
So I fill out the resume, you know, or the survey always, right? After you do a transaction, you fill out the survey, and I always just put 10, you know, and listen, it doesn't mean it can't improve. I'm saying for where we are today, as I sit here talking to Carolyn Kindly, we are a 10, you know, and I believe that with all my heart, you know. And so when I fill out that survey, I say it with conviction, you know, and because I believe that corporate EXP gets up every morning saying, how can we make this model better? And they figured out a way to put the agent first. And I'm a reformed broker owner, and I didn't think that was possible. You know, if you look at a franchise, the corporate's in first, and then the franchise owner is second, and then the agents come in. If you look at a mom and pop, the mom and pop is first, and the agents come in underneath. And this model put the agent on top of the platform, which I didn't think it was possible, and I'm living it.
Yeah. Very well said. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Would you like to add anything else?
Yeah. So I don't think that it's a tagline when we say agent owned, agent grown, agent success obsessed. I believe that it's in every fiber of this model. And it excites me to look at where we're going. Right. And when I show this to someone and they don't get it, I just have to look at me in 2016, right? Because I didn't get it in 2016. So you got to honor where people are. And I wasn't listening in 2016, and I didn't go to listen or to join in 2019. But when someone shows it to you and you see it the right way, you know, I know we have that expression, you can't unsee it. And people get it when they realize, when they say, well, this sounds too good to be true, I say, you get it. It's better than too good to be true. That's how I feel about it. You can see when the tumblers
click. I agree with you. You can tell when, oh, I get it. Oh, that's wonderful. Well, thank you so much for spending some time with me today, Kenny.
Great to be here with you, Carolyn. Thanks for all what you're doing for Rhode Island. I listen to these when they get put out. Good. And it's good to hear what's going on with our growing community in Rhode Island.
Thank you so much.
Good to be here.
We'll talk again soon.
We will. Take care.
Take care.
Bye.